Hello, everybody. I'm your decision guide, and I was doing some readings, but I really didn't. I didn't finish them all. I don't. I rarely finish them all at one time because sometimes in the middle of readings, I get inspired to actually talk to you about some things. Um, I just got a root canal today. By the way, I'm very, very much against root canals. I don't think they're healthy for the overall body. You can do your own research on that, but I went on and got one. All right. So I'm going to do everything I can not to have to get another one. Um, but what I wanted to say is when I do readings, I'm even guilty of it. I mean, we're always so obsessed with relationships. And I even talked about it in another video, what the other person is doing and things like that. So what I try to do is do my alignment readings and kind of at least have one group of readings where I'm only talking about you and your energy so that you can align yourself with the universe. Because before we can have a relationship with someone else, we have to have a relationship with the universe. I think what happens is when we decide that we want to take shortcuts, we do a lot of work. Everybody's working really hard. Um, I noticed that when we don't get what we feel like we deserve for all of our hard work, that we tend to stop and think about what we deserve. And it's in that moment that somebody walks into our lives and we trick our minds into thinking this is finally our reward. This is finally my reward for all of my hard work. Deep down in your heart, you know it's not. But because you're tired of working, because you want to see some results, oh, you, it's time for me to take my medicine. Um, you trick your mind into overriding your intuition and your gut, and you just say, I'm going to go for this. I deserve this. I want this. I want this relationship, even though I know that this person is involved with someone else. I want this job, even though I know I may not be qualified. I want this car, even though I know I can't really afford it right now, or whatever it is that you want. And a lot of times, yeah, there are moments where you want to go according to faith, even though you can't see something, you want to manifest it still, and you can. But even when you can't see how you're going to get something and you want to begin to manifest it, there are still key steps that you will see unfold before it actually, happens. I have to shuffle just in case I decide I want to pull a card. Um, and it's okay if you take what seems like a detour, because when people come in your life during the times that you're evolving, you may feel guilty. You may feel like, oh, I know I shouldn't be doing this. I said I wasn't going to do that, and here I am again, and I can't believe it. And let me look on here and see what the readings say for today, because I'm still in this cycle. And so just know that even though you may do something that doesn't seem right, even though it seems like you're going backwards, when you look at the cards, especially when you look at the Fool on his journey, he's making mistakes the whole way through. That's what Tarot is about. It's about the Fool's journey. We are the fool. We're on a journey and we make mistakes and we get caught up in addiction. We get caught up in dead end jobs. We get caught up and in juggling and doing things that drain us and make us tired, and we get caught up in these emotional entanglements and these third parties and all kinds of things. You know, we get these karmic partners. We get all kinds of things on the journey. What I want you to do is when you're in the reading, sometimes close your eyes. Sometimes when I'm reading, I have to close my eyes because I don't want the reading to get clouded with anything that I've seen, done, or heard in that moment. I want it to be pure. So as a reader, if I'm doing that, what I want you to do is when you listen to a reading, slow your mind down. Don't get in, don't allow your mind to run away with you. I know that when you're listening to a reading, you're just not listening to everything, you're skipping, you're looking for keywords, and you're like, oh yeah, that's that, okay, this is that. Really listen to the reading. Like, really listen to it. Because spirit doesn't always come in a very overt way. Spirit doesn't always come in a very obvious way where you say, oh, that resonated for me, that's me. There have been readings that I've done for myself, readings that I've listened to, readings that I've had done personally that didn't resonate with me in that moment. And weeks, months, years later, it will come back to me. Oh my God, that reading said that I would be sitting here in a fuchsia shirt like 5 years ago, or whatever. I'm just using it as an example. What I want you to do is become an active listener, where number one, you have a journal. You're writing in that journal. You're going back and you're saying, oh my goodness, on this day, I heard this reading. It doesn't have to be when the reading was done. It's just whenever you hear it, jot down the date, underline some of those keywords and cards, and really, really pay attention and look at how the journey is going. Because this is a journey. This is not where you say, oh, I need to look at my reading for today to see if he's going to marry me or if she's going to marry me or not. This is not a yes or no journey. This is going to, that's why I don't like to do energy for the week of this and the week of that and the week of the other. I just prefer to do just readings, and you just go through them as the titles resonate with you. And then I could, I have my cards that, my own decision guide cards that I've introduced on other videos. And I have timing cards. I have timing cards that I pull. I have questions that I pull, okay? And topics and words and things like that I pull. I don't want to drop them. But I don't want you to get caught up in time, because our time is not God's time. I mean, when you think about 10 years, it seems like a really long time. But when I think of 10 years and how that has played out in my life, it's like, wow. I mean, that time went by really, really quickly. Really quickly. So although a lot can happen in 10 years, sometimes you can still find yourself. You know, it takes 10 years sometimes to do a dissertation, to research a topic. At least 5 to 7 years. So if it takes that long to research a topic, how long do you think it's going to take, or probably take, for you to, you know, come in contact with your soulmate on this journey? Come in contact with your ideal job on this journey. I mean, some things seem like they're happening quick, but when you think about the fact that your whole life has been working itself out before you even got here, your life has been in the making for hundreds, since the beginning of time. So time is not really even time. I don't want to get into that because I can get into that. But time is not even really time. Okay? It's not about the time. It's about the journey. It's about the journey. You have to understand that if you get caught up in when something is going to happen, who is it going to happen with, rather than you actually being on the journey and being in touch with the universe, then you're going to feel like you're not accomplishing anything. And the moment you start to feel unaccomplished, the moment you start to feel your Nine of Cups is in reverse, the moment you start to feel unaccomplished is the moment that things start coming in, such as selfishness and greed and holding on to things. So you start like holding on. You're like, I feel like I don't have something, so I need to hold on to what I have. And then when you're holding on, you're not able to receive. And then you perpetuate, and one thing perpetuates the other. And then you end up in a cycle or a rut. You know. So I want you to look at the cards when readers are putting them down. I want you to really close your eyes and pay attention to the words and the meanings, and not think so much in your head. Feel the reading. Feel it. Feel it. You know, not just what resonates with you, but the part that doesn't resonate with you. Examine that. Because there are things that have not resonated with me before. And I say, what if? What if? What if? If somebody says, oh, you have a wonderful money-making idea that you're thinking about, but that might be the furthest thing from my mind. What if I explored a money-making idea? That could be spirit coming through saying, there is a money-making idea deep down inside you somewhere that you're not paying attention to because you're so worried about running in behind somebody that doesn't even want to be in a relationship with you. Stop. Stop doing that. Stop running after people. That's like one of the number one things. Like, do not run after someone. You can express yourself, which is very good. Don't play games. If you love somebody, tell them. But let them know I'm not running after you because I have things that I need to be doing. You know, I have a life to lead. I have things that I want to do. I have dreams, hopes, and wishes, you know. So I just wanted to just leave that with you. What's for you is going to be for you. You're going to get what it is that the universe has already laid out. It's already laid out. So remember that. Remember that. And I'll have some videos coming up, I'm going to do some astrology readings, but I know astrology is more for people who actually study astrology. And I normally try to break it down in a way that is applicable. Like, I'm going to tell you what the energies, like if you go back and you read my video on Taurus moon opposite Venus in Scorpio, you're going to understand that very well, because I will give you the basic meaning of the signs, but I'm basically going to take all of that out and just give you the energy. And so if you want to know more about the energy of the moment, because to be honest with you, before I do your readings, I always pay attention to the collective energy of the universe. And what I do is I'm able to see the cards differently. I'm able to see the cards differently because if I know that the Empress is Venus, or that, what was that we were doing in that other reading? The Seven of Cups is the Scorpio, the Venus in Scorpio. I'm trying to find it. Well, you've seen enough readings to know what the Seven of Cups looks like. But it really helps deepen the reading. My first love was astrology, and I would study it day and night and day and night. I took certification after certification, course after course after course. I finally settled on evolutionary astrology, which uses Pluto as the soul. So you look at Pluto as the soul, what the soul is doing. Evolutionary astrology is about what your soul has come here to evolve to do. And it's one of the most interesting things. The thing I like about astrology is it actually lets you see how big the world is. Well, not the world, but the universe. How big the universe is. When I get deeply involved in astrology on a metaphysical level, on a philosophical level, I'm not thinking about who I'm going to marry, who I'm going to have sex with, who I'm going to, get to, be on this journey with me and things like that. My divorce, my failures, I'm not thinking of any of those things. I'm thinking of myself in relation to the universe. How am I able to contribute to the collective? Right? So if I'm not loving anyone right now, how can I nurture myself and take advantage of that time, which is very golden? If I don't have any babies right now because my kids are all grown up, how can I actually mentor someone else's child or do something with that energy? It's all about the energy. It's not always about making love, but it's about capturing that making love energy and putting it into a story and writing a book. It's not always about having a baby, but it's all about birthing an idea. So if you can't have children, if you're finding that you want to have a family and it's not happening, spit out some creative babies and make some money off of it. Take that energy and harness it instead of trying to attach it to someone, and attach it to something that is inspired by God for your life. That's going to bring you closer to your destiny. So I want you to look at your readings in a more metaphysical way, rather than always, oh, are they talking about John? Are they talking about April? Are they talking about Susie? Are they talking about Sam? No, they might be talking about self-love. They might be talking about self-esteem, valuing yourself. Might be talking about birthing a project rather than always having somebody's baby, right? Or might be talking about divorcing your beliefs that are no longer serving you rather than divorcing your spouse. So open your mind, relax, pay attention to the readings, to what resonates, and especially what does not resonate. Because what does not resonate might be ruled by the moon, which is all things hidden. Oh, that doesn't resonate with me. No, 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 that's not me. I don't want him back. I don't want him back. We're never getting back together. I've done it. We're never getting back. That oh my God, that will never happen. That doesn't resonate with me at all. Everybody's so quick to reject what they think doesn't resonate. But then if you see the moon card, all things hidden, that means that John is trying to hide something from me. No, it could be that you're hiding something from yourself. 9 times out of 10, that's really what it is. So I'm inviting you. Other channels, you can, do it, but especially on my channel, because sometimes I might take a L and go in another direction. You may be waiting to hear relationship, and that reading might start out. I did a reading for Libra. It started out relationship, but at the end of the reading, it was about Libra going through a cycle, and that relationship was a catalyst for that individual cycle. So sometimes, let's say if you are in a cycle and God is trying to get you to become more compassionate, then the universe might send you a partner that requires a lot of compassion, right? But that compassion that you're pouring onto your partner might be the universe trying to teach you how to have compassion for yourself. But because you're so caught up in this partner and helping this partner and being codependent, you're missing the lesson of compassion. Because that is the opposite of compassion, is codependency. And when we do the romance cards and it says your relationship is affected by codependency, that means there's a lack of passion there. See, once you start connecting the dots, then you get the hidden answers. Well, how do I not be codependent? Well, you need to have a little more compassion. Well, what's compassion? Compassion it means that you actually feel what the person is going through, but you're not going to try to go through it for them. You're not going to do the work for them. I feel you, but this is your journey. This is something here that's to make you strong. I'm not going to take that on for you. I love you. I want to be with you. I want this to work, but I'm not going to do your work for you. And if we are not together, I'm going to have compassion for myself. I'm going to have compassion for you. And I'm going to move on. But I'm definitely not going to fall in the pits of hell trying to pull you out so that you can do this relationship or so that you can, complete this project that you're supposed to be doing and I'm just supposed to be helping you. And then I end up doing all the work. You're not here to do the work for other people. That's not compassion. That's codependency. Compassion is when you inspire people to do things for themselves. Compassion is when you are operating in your design and you're forcing other people to operate in their design. That's why this is the aligned Astro Tarot Network, where I am forcing you, inspiring you to be aligned by reading in alignment, being in alignment. Being in alignment doesn't mean you don't make mistakes. Being a reader doesn't mean that you don't make mistakes. I think people get that mixed up. Somebody can be a reader and be completely addicted. I have seen readers strung out on drugs, many on YouTube, taking antidepressants. I can always tell when somebody's taking antidepressants, when they're on a street drug, when they're struggling. A lot of spiritual people have very, very strong addictions. But it doesn't mean spirit can't use them. So if you stop thinking that people need to be perfect, people need to do things. I know for me, when I'm on here reading, when I'm really into a reading, I might say this is the lover's card. And I might say two of cups the first time, but if I get really excited, I might say, and a lover's card, and I might get really, really into it because I'm Gemini. My mind will go all over the place sometimes if I'm really excited, you know. Um, and you have people, and I really love it when people say, oh, you said so and so. I do it all the time. But it doesn't mean I don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't mean that, if I say the reading is for Aries and I happen to say Libra, probably because I just read for Libra, something like that. It's a mental thing that happens. Spirit might be coming in hijacking, saying Libra because maybe the cross watcher is a Libra. You know what I'm saying? So we get these messages when we use these cards, or when we're sitting here, and it's not about the cards. And you're getting the same messages. You're just depending upon us to deliver it to you, but you're reading along with us. You're the fool, we're the fool. We're all the fool. I'm on a journey, you're on a journey. Right? You have a gift, I have a gift. I just have happened to really, really cultivate the gift. Okay? So I just wanted to just bring that to you. The moral of the story is what's for you is for you. What's for you is for you. My mouth is hurting. I'm going to go take some drugs and I'm going to bed. So I will not be reading and finishing my readings tonight because the doctor did prescribe me some painkillers and I'm going to use them because my mouth is sensitive. But I love you. I want you to love you. And I want you to take the love that you are pouring on to someone that's not receiving it right now and just pour it all on yourself. Pour it all on yourself. And when you pour that love on yourself, you ask the universe to come in and bring you someone that appreciates that love. And as you're bathing yourself, the universe is going to bring somebody in there. And they're going to be able to take advantage of that self-love that you have. And you know what? You're going to inspire them to love themselves. And guess what? When they love themselves, they have more love for you. So love yourself. What's for you is for you. Come to the readings with an open mind. Pay attention to the things that don't resonate because they may very well be the things that are hidden. And you will be blessed. I promise you. Reconstruct the world by reconstructing your mind. I know you can do it. Bye.